Hello everyone. This is my first YouTube video and I'm not showing my face just because I just want to share this dream that I had. It has nothing to do with what I look like. So to preface this dream, I need to share that I'm a Christian, born again Christian. I love Jesus. I live in America and I feel like God was really putting it on my heart to share this dream. Those things are very pertinent to the dream. So I'm just going to share it. I have it written down here, but I think I'm just going to kind of go off of my memory. So, my dream took place in my grandmother's house in her backyard. It was like a bright, sunny day. And so, the way her yard is set up, there's like a fence around it, and she shares kind of like the other parts of the land with other people. So, directly, like if you're sitting in her backyard, directly across from it would be like someone else's backyard beyond the fence. Um, And so that is where there was a snake that was around like the shed of this person's backyard. And one of my younger cousins was in the backyard with me, and my grandmother was standing like outside of the fence on the side of her house. She hates snakes, so this is a reason why she was standing where she was standing. So the snake was just minding its business. It was a black and kind of metallic blue snake. The metallic blue part was very, very shiny. It's very pretty. And then there, like an eagle, soared down and was about to either like kill or attack the snake. However, the snake found a way to wrap itself around the eagle. I didn't really see how all of that happened. I just saw the eagle flying down, and then the next thing was the snake around the eagle. And it wasn't a very long snake, but it was a very thick snake. And it made its way around the eagle to like strangle it and swallow it. Um, but the eagle was putting up a fight the entire time, and then the snake was like face to face with the eagle, and it bit down on its beak and like tore the beak off of the eagle's face, and then it like started chewing it, and the eagle like made whatever noise they make and kept fighting though. It did not stop fighting. And so then I woke up. So I really have not asked God for the full interpretation of the dream, but as someone who has had dreams a lot, and I know a lot of them are prophetic, and God gave me the interpretation of those dreams automatically, I kind of already understand what this dream is about. In America right now, we are going through a very, very interesting time, also very demonic, with a lot of things that are going on. So our animal is the eagle, and that just to me symbolizes a couple of things. So I wrote those down, which I will be reading. So the snake represents like the demonic or satanic activity or Satan and deception. That's kind of a biblical thing. It's not hard. All of these things are, not all of these things are biblical, but there are certain biblical points here. And the eagle represents America, and so the snake wrapping around the eagle represents like the demonic forces trying to kill and swallow America. So America, well, the eagle doesn't just represent America. It represents those who are fighting against the satanic and demonic narrative or propaganda, whatever it is. It's That's what this eagle represented. The fact that it was fighting or trying to fight against this, fight against the snake, shows that they are like patriots, and that's why the eagle was also I believe in the dream, because it's the bird or the animal of America. Um, so it's a patriotic thing. So the patriots of America are fighting against the deception or the satanic attacks and lies and all that stuff. And then this when the snake bit down on the beak of the eagle, that was symbolizing this demonic activity or satanic activity trying to close the mouths or silence the mouths of the people who are fighting, the people who are seeking the truth, the people who are pushing back on this demonic narrative. And then the eagle crying, I think it really, this is not something that was confirmed to me by God, but it represents the people of God, the people who are fighting, crying out to God. But the eagle was still fighting. So even though there's a lot of difficult things going on. Like, a lot of people right now feel like their First Amendment rights are being taken away, the freedom of speech, which it definitely is. It's not people are feeling like it is, it actually is. So crying out to God for help, seeking help. I mean, these things are being taken away from people, and they're fighting against it. Yet they're constantly being attacked. So that's what that is. And then the fighting, even though I already talked about that. I'm sorry. This is my first YouTube video, so it's obviously going to be a mess. It's not going to be perfect. But I also wrote down here, when the snake bit down on the beak of the eagle and it started chewing it, that is not something that snakes do. That is very outside of the character of the snake. So to me, what that represents is that, as the snake represents, Satan and deception, and the eagle represents the people who are fighting, Satan is not used to people fighting this hard, and calling out this evil, wicked mess. He's not used to people constantly putting up a fight, even though he's trying to silence the mouths of people. And so he has to go out of character. It's like he's backed up against a corner. He's like, if I strangle you, if I do whatever I can, and yet you're still fighting, he has to go against like his character. There's going to be new things that are happening that maybe has never been seen before, because a lot of people are putting up a fight and wanting to really spread the truth and to kill the wicked plots and schemes. And so he does things, or things are happening that have never been done before. Very out of character, like I said. Usually snakes just swallow their prey, not bite them and chew. So that's something that I really think was very, very pertinent to the story as well. I just want to say, I don't know how many people are going to see this video, but my prayer is that people who need to hear it will hear it, and God will lead them to it. And if anyone wants to write a prayer in the comments, I think that would be so amazing. It would be also very good for a lot of God's people to come together and really pray for this country, because I'm seeing Satan's narrative is being pushed, and what he wants people to believe is being pushed. And I'm really sick and tired of seeing it. I want God's perspective. I want God's narrative. I want God's focus to be the main focus. And I really do feel like there are more people who believe that than people who don't. I feel like there's probably a very small, maybe select few people who actually want Satan's agenda to be pushed. So anyway, I'm gonna stop rambling. That's what I'm good at. But I think that we should all come together and really pray for our country. Not really just our country. There's a hard time for Christians everywhere. Like in Canada, there's been a pastor who's arrested. I mean, he's been released now, but there's that. There's been one in Britain, I believe, who was recently, I think, fired from his job. And all the stuff that's going on in China, stuff that's going on in the Middle East. It's just really, really crazy. And so I think that I know that it's a time for all of us to come together and pray and cry out to God, because when we do that, he'll hear us, he'll hear our cry, and he will act on our behalf. It's just a point of, are we going to trust God and go to him, or are we going to try to fight on our own strength? And in our own strength, we can't do it. So we must go to God and seek help and answers, and be humble, and be willing to hear what God has to say, not be prideful. So those are all the things that I really want to say. Again, I'm going to stop rambling, but I just feel like these are things that are really heavy on my heart and heavy on God's heart as well. So in the comments, whoever sees this, you don't even have to like the video. Don't subscribe. It's not really about me. It's about God. So just write a prayer or questions or whatever. And if you have any other interpretation of what the dream can mean, then please share it. Thank you. Hope you guys have a beautiful, beautiful day.